I might too um, share my page just in case they want to go watch them videos as well.
Yeah, yeah, Con, we live now. So we're live now. So I'll go ahead and open up. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. Um, I'm the brother Aina from GMS Dallas.
Shamala from the GMS Houston camp.
Khan. And today we're going to be going over the Hebrew booklet. This is a lesson regarding basically some history, some culture, um, amongst the body. And this is a tool that brothers can use. Talking about the Hebrew booklet, that brothers can use to study up and basically get an understanding of the fundamentals. Actually, can we start with First Peter chapter 2, desire the sincere milk? You know,
This is First Peter 2. You
yeah,
want it right now?
uh, yeah, Baba Kusha,
All right, First Peter 2 and 2. It says, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
right? It says so. It says, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk. Which that the milk is the basic fundamentals of the scriptures, man. You see, whenever you're feeding a child that's a newborn baby, the only thing that they can consume is milk, right? Breast milk. So this is the fundamental nutrients, okay, that is key to our growth in the truth. Okay, this is the foundation. You see, and so if that foundation isn't Yahweh Shai, right? Oh, like Matthew the 7th chapter talks about. Um, Let me go ahead and present my screen real quick and pull that, and then we can get into the to the lesson. Let's go ahead and get this Matthew 7.
Uh,
Okay, this is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 24. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken unto I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Okay. So when you are building a structure that you want to last for a long time, you have to build it on a stable foundation. You see? So if we do the sayings of Yahweh Shai, then Yahweh Shai is going to keep our house stable. Oh, actually, can you continue on in that? Let me pull that up on the screen too. That First Peter
what,
2.
First Peter?
Yeah, Baba Shah. Um,
All right, I read it again.
yeah,
First Peter 2, verse 2, it says, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. It said, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious,
mm-hmm. Con, keep going.
to, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious.
Right. So Yahweh Shai is that chief cornerstone. Okay, he is that foundation, and it says a living stone. Okay, so we are part of this house that is not like an actual physical house. We're a lively, a living house. Okay, we're likened unto a body or a house. Okay, being the brothers in this truth, the church is likened unto a spiritual house, like we're going to go into the next verse. Go ahead.
All right, and it says, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
Right. So this thing is spiritual, man. So you have a lot of individuals that may scoff at the fact that we speak in the Lashawan Kodash, the Hebrew. They may scoff at the name of the Lord, right? Because we call upon the name Yahweh. Well, um, that's basically something that um, the other Christian scholars or whatever theologian scholars, they'll say that his name is Yahweh or Jehovah, right? but we
Right.
say it's Yahweh, right? And they say that the Lord's name, is Yahweh, Jeshua, but we say Yahweh Shai, okay, because that's the true Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, which you have individuals like Vocab Malone that try to discredit, the men that the Lord used to bring forth that information. Okay. So this thing is all spiritual. If you don't have faith, then basically you're not gonna be delivered. Okay.
I got a precept as well.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. And we'll get into the lesson.
Zephaniah 3 and 9, it says, "For then will I turn to my people a pure language," right? Going to Lashon Kadash, right? It said that they may all call upon the name of Yahweh to serve him with one consent. So just like we lost everything, our heritage, right? We lost our language. This truth, the Lord gave everything back, right, through the Spirit and revealed everything unto us. So to actually believe in it, the Lord has to have gifted you, right, with the faith to even believe in it,
Hmm.
right? But we trust in it. We have faith in it, right?
Right.
And if you don't believe it, that's on you, right? The Lord
Con-
just simply didn't bless you, with that eye salve, right, to see.
Yep. That's right. That's right, man. So the Lord didn't give us the spirit of confusion, man. You see? So we're gonna go ahead and continue on into the lesson. I just want to get those couple precepts. So let's go ahead and expand this. Now, this is the Hebrew booklet, all right? Um, and you can see here we got some Hebrew characters. Now, we're not gonna go over the entire contents of the Hebrew booklet, but as far as the history, the Hebrew booklet was created by High Priest Ariah and other men leaders of the church at that time. Okay, so the same man that through the Spirit created the 12 tribes chart. The Lord revealed the tribes, right, and who they are to High Priest Ariah. Okay, he had a hand in making this. Okay, and this is his signature is on this booklet here. So this goes back, you know, way before like me and this brother were born. Okay, this was
Right.
given out, basically to the brothers, um, back, going back to the 90s, you know, so this is basically fundamental information here, right? And you can see you got the Paleo Hebrew text here, Lashawan, okay, Lashawan with the connector, and then which Lashawan means tongue. You can see here on the left, Lashawan means tongue or language, and then Quadash, which is holy. So tongue holy, or language holy, or holy language. Okay, which that this language, the Hebrew, is holy. Okay, and how you say Hebrew in the Lashawan Kodash in the holy tongue, Ibarya. Okay, Ibarya or Ibaryath. Now let's go to the table of contents again. We're not going to be going into every single aspect of the Hebrew booklet. Okay, we're just basically making this known for brothers that's in the camp. Throughout GMS that may not know about this Hebrew booklet. This Hebrew booklet is again has fundamental information in there. Okay, so for example, we have to know the Hebrew alphabet, right? We have to know the Hebrew alphabet and how to write it in the Paleo text and in the Assyrian text, and we have to know how to read it when we go into the Hebrew words of things, right? Like let's say, for example, we're on the highways and byways, and a brother says, okay, um, get the word uh, consent, right, in the Hebrew. So we got to know how to navigate the scriptures to be able to pull up, okay, in Zephaniah 3 and 9, let's get let's get that word consent,
Mhm.
right? And you got to know how to navigate and find it. Boom. The word here for consent, you got to know what these letters, how to pronounce them, right? These are three Hebrew letters that we should all brothers talking about the brothers in the camp, we should be all be able to recognize and call out without having to look at the transliteration, because the transliteration is off. If you go off of what Esau says, when you click the pronunciation, it's not correct. Okay. And you can ignore these vowel points here, but you should, be able to sound this out. This letter here, the letter Sha, okay, the letter Ka, and then the letter Ma, Shakam. That's the word
Right.
for this word here, consent. Okay, which just says shoulder, back, consent, portion, um, figuratively. Oh, it says between the shoulders, the neck. You know, so so that's what this word goes into. Okay, but we should be able to take any word that we see, right? All of these words here, eventually, if you practice enough, you'll be able to sound these letters out and actually you know, form these soundings. Okay, now we're not gonna just know the pure Hebrew, 100%. Every brother in the camp knows how to speak fluent Hebrew. That's not what we're saying. But this
Right.
Hebrew booklet, right? Let me zoom out a little bit to the front page. This Hebrew booklet is a tool that brothers can use to teach themselves and study on your own. Meaning, when are reading the scriptures and you want to know, okay, what's another? Oh, we brought out two scriptures in the New Testament, but let's just say Isaiah 6 and 9, right? I'm just giving examples right now. Oops, I put 69. Isaiah 6 and 9.
Hey,
Yeah, kind.
you're gonna say as well, Isaiah 7:14, when it speaks about the virgin shall bring forth a child, and you got
Oh,
to go into that word virgin.
of
Yeah.
course. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll use that. We'll use that, right? That's a that's a beautiful example, Tawada. So
Come.
Isaiah 7 and 14, right? So let's read that in the English. It says, "Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel." Right? So there's two key words really to get. Of course, the main one here is virgin, right? Because if you never looked up, oh, as a matter of fact, let me pull this up real quick. If you never looked up that word virgin, then you wouldn't know that there's two Hebrew words here. Okay, so the two main Hebrew words for virgin is Strong's H 1330. Uh, okay, ba tha wa la, bathwala. Okay, and then Strong's H 5959, I la ma ha. Now, if this video is like boring to you, if you're falling asleep while watching it and you can't finish the video, then hey man, maybe the Lord closed up your understanding, and this isn't something that really this isn't something that really um, pertains to you. But this is pertaining to, because we look up words here at GMS, right? We look up words, we look up, we go into the history, you see. And so, in order to understand what the scriptures are talking about, we have to go to the text that was written. So that's why this is so important. Okay, but going back, and you can use the website, Blue Letter Bible, to look up virgin, and you can see that there's two separate um, words for virgin, right, in the Hebrew. Okay, Bathwala and then Ilama. So now it begs the question, which word, because these words have different meanings. Okay, one of them means an actual virgin, the other one means a damsel that is married or betrothed. Okay, which obviously if you're married, you're not a virgin anymore. So which one is this one talking about in Isaiah 7 and 14? And again, we're just giving an example. Okay, we're giving an example because, again, after you go and you consume the contents of the Hebrew booklet, you're going to be able to uh, uh, not only read the paleo text, but also you should be able to know, or to teach or to learn, I should say, the Assyrian text. You see? Now, let's get that word virgin and see which one it is. Okay, here we go. Strong's H 5959. Ilama. This is the word for virgin, which if you go into it and Esau goes off because he tries to, we got to remember, the devil, he's the one that, owns this website. So, of course, he's going to put his little 2 cents in. Okay. But this is specifically talking about a young woman, okay, that is newly married, and we know marriage, the act of sex, consummates a marriage. Let me see here. Um, okay, a maid or newly married. Okay, this talking about a woman like a maid, like a maiden. Okay, a young woman that's married. Okay, but Esau would try to have you think, otherwise by trying to say that basically Ilama can mean um, a virgin as well, an actual virgin that hasn't been penetrated. Okay, but that's not
Right.
true. Okay, so
Hey, if
brother.
I can add on to what you said about that you got to learn the Paleo and the Assyrian because all of the Torahs, the Tanakhs, all throughout the Blue Letter is written in the Assyrian. So you just learn the Paleo, you're not going to be able to understand what's being said. So I
Right.
mean, I have a Torah that's written. You can see it. You got the English on one side and the Paleo on one side. But this was gifted to me from the elder account. But you're not gonna find that right on Amazon. It's gonna be all written in the Assyrian. So that's why
Mm,
it's great to learn both. You know,
mm.
that was
Con,
it.
con. Yep, yep. Same thing. Same thing with the
Mm-hmm.
Torah, like you said, because you got the one that basically a brother put together that was paleo text, but
Right.
most of the ones that you find is going to be more so like this, you know, with the Assyrian in there. What I'm saying, you brothers can see the Assyrian, and this is a I think only Old Testament. Hold on, let me see. Oh no, it's this New Testament as well. So this is the whole, Old and New Testament Bible right here in Hebrew, but it's Assyrian. So brothers got to know the Assyrian in the Hebrew Bible. I'm sorry, the Hebrew booklet. It talks about this in here. Like I said, we're not going to go over the contents of it. If you want to get access to this booklet, contact your local leadership. You know what I'm saying, in the camps. Um, and so you can see some of the contents here, right? The breakdown of the Most High's name, Yahweh Shai's name, the salutes for the brothers and sisters, the basic prayer for meals, which I pray these prayers every day. You're talking about like blessing your food, you know what I'm saying? Um, blessing your drink. You see, um, the Hebrew alphabet itself. Brothers should know, man. Abba, Gada, Hawaza, all the way to Tha. Brothers should know the order of the alphabet, right? Aba ga da ha wa za cha ta ya ka la mana sa I pa ta za kwa ra sha tha. That should be memorized. Just like how your ABCs are memorized,
Yeah,
right?
I
And
was
this
gonna
will
say
help.
that.
Go ahead, brother.
Now that I had recently did videos on it, so whenever you're ready, I can just you can just go to my page. I got like a whole playlist, kind of like put together. You
Okay,
know,
right,
yeah,
right. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. Just continuing on some of these contents here. You got Psalm. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped over one. And by the way, now that you mentioned that, brother, GMS Lashuan Kwadash. That page doesn't
Mhm.
get enough. Um, it doesn't get enough recognition. Can you pull up that page? Oh damn, I wasn't even sharing my screen that whole time. Uh,
Yeah.
but it's all good. Can you pull up the GMS Lashawan? Actually, let me see. I can pull it up. GMS Lashawan Kwadash. Here, let me pull that up real quick. Share my screen. Okay. So MS Lashawan. Gosh. Okay, this page here has been up for years. You see, and
Right.
this is Apostle Ramlab. Apostle Ramlab did these videos. Okay, some of these videos are damn near probably 10 years old by now, right? But it's dozens and dozens of videos, right? 69 videos. And if you go to um, some of the first videos, they're all breakdowns, Lashawan Kodash alphabet, right? The Hebrew booklet, the contents of the Hebrew booklet are found in these two videos. Okay, here, but you can also get the PDF version, of course, which is what we suggest. How to pronounce the Hebrew alphabet, right? So, brothers that haven't seen these videos, you can see I've watched these videos throughout the years, whatnot. Brothers, go back, and watch these videos that Apostle Ramlab did a decade ago, okay, to catch up to speed, and then also make sure to get your hands on the Hebrew booklet. You see, because this is the foundation of what that we were talking about, Matthew 7, right? Actually, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that real quick. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 25. It says, and the rain descended. Actually, I'll read verse 24 again. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Meaning, whenever you experience tribulation, right, and you start going through various different testing, right, various different trials, then if your foundation is not sturdy, right, which the ultimate foundation is Yahweh Shai, right? If your foundation is not Yahweh Shai, then you're going to fall, man. Okay, you're going to collapse under pressure. You see, so Yahweh Shai he needs to be, he's the foundation in our lives. Okay, which causes us to be able to continue to persevere and endure. Okay, um, and so that was it on that. Let's go back to the. Actually, no, you brothers see that there. So yeah, you can definitely go ahead and subscribe. GMS Lashawan Kodash. This page is dormant. But it's a good thing because guess what? If this page was still uploading videos, um, it probably would have got deleted a long time ago. So
Mm-hmm.
these
Right.
videos have stood the test of time. You know what I mean? And that is no controversial topic in here. It's all just straight facts on the Hebrew. You see? So definitely look this up. And then what was your page, brother, that you wanted me to pull up again?
GMS Bayas Dawda.
Okay. Okay. GMS Bayat Dawada. That's the brother Shemayala page. It's,
Yeah.
what,
Playlists.
oh, playlist. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then the Hebrew lessons, right? Okay. So definitely check out the brother's playlist, How to Rebuke Satan in the Hebrew, Psalms 51:11. Apostle Rakah has been big on that, right? And you got other brothers like the Elder Monagan from DC. Of course, he has uploaded a bunch of Hebrew lessons. I myself have a playlist on my page, right? You know, um, go to my channel real quick. My playlist, as I'm saying, where we at? Hebrew uh, playlist here, you know, and I got Hebrew words of the day. Brothers want to get edification on that. So the videos are out there. They just may not get as much may not get as much views, of course, because it's not as what's the word, controversial. You kind of have to have an attention span. You see what I'm saying, just to really get into it. But it's supposed to encourage you to go and study the scriptures more. right? That reminds me of Acts chapter 14. Let me pull that up real quick. Um, oh, I'm sorry, 17. Acts 17 and 11. You got to go back and search the scriptures, man. Okay.
I'll
Um,
read it for you.
where I had it pulled up. Where was it? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Acts 17 and 11. It says, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, um, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. You see? So when Paul went to Berea, right, to the Israelites, that were dwelling in Berea, it says that they received the word with all readiness of mind, meaning they weren't hard hearted when they heard the words that basically the Lord was speaking through Paul, right? And then they went back and checked, they fact checked, they double checked and looked, right? So you can go to the Hebrew booklet and you can fact check these things. You see, you can fact check these things that's in here, like the Ten Commandments, right? The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You see, excuse me, the Shemai prayer, the anointing prayer, the prayer for the Israelites throughout the four corners of the earth, the 12 tribes. Oh, we got to know that. You got to know the 12 tribes, how to say them in Hebrew. You have to know them. You have to know what their meanings are and how to say them in Hebrew and write them out for that matter, right? The 18 nations, right? How to say them in Hebrew. Um, more biblical names, right? The days of the week, the months of the year, how to say the time, basic conversation, numbers in Hebrew. Okay, the breakdown of 666, and then basically from page 16 on to page 30 is an entire vocabulary list. You see that you can basically study on your own with. So
Had a
this,
precept as well.
yeah, Khan,
Oh,
go
no,
ahead, Bubba. No, no, go ahead. I'm
okay.
done with that. Yeah,
2 Timothy 2:15, it says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So you got to study and go into these things, because a lot of things that we teach, and you wouldn't even know the correct meaning until what the scripture is actually saying if you don't go back and look into those words. But mainly in this lesson we're going over the Hebrew. All right, so you got to study the Hebrew, because you can't be a Hebrew Israelite if you don't know any Hebrew.
yeah,
It doesn't make sense. And then
yeah,
you might, let's just say you out in the highways and the byways, you have, those the small hatters come up, and they're going into the Hebrew and this and that, and you can't even really pronounce anything, even though the Hebrew that they speak is not even the original Hebrew, because they speak Yiddish. But you can't even sound out anything, any characters. You don't know any the meanings of the words, and you're gonna look like a fool out there. You're gonna be ashamed. This is a workman
right.
that needeth not to be ashamed. Right? But knowing the Hebrew and how to go into them words, it helps you, you know, bring out the word with more edification, right? Rightly divide the word of truth. You got it.
Khan. Yeah, man. So it's never a bad thing to um go into the scriptures, man. You see, I'm gonna get this quote that Howard Starr said, man. Um, St. John chapter 5, verse 39. It says, "Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me." So think about it, man. How do we come to the understanding of the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son? Because we have the scriptures, we have the text, we have the Hebrew, man, right? The name of the Most High is a Hebrew name. Okay, the name of Yahweh, the Heavenly Father's name, is a Hebrew name. That's the language that Adam spoke. That's the language that Noah spoke, that Moses spoke. Okay, that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers. spoke Hebrew. They wasn't speaking no English, no Spanish, no French, you know, nothing, none of that. They were speaking Hebrew. Okay, so this that's for a reason, man. That shows you that if you want to really say that you're, like you said, brother, Hebrew Israelite, you get into the culture, okay, but and you have a Hebrew name, but you don't know how to write your name in the Assyrian or in the Paleo, you don't know how to, how to write the alphabet down. Nah, man. See, in order to search the scriptures, we got to know the language that the scriptures was written in. Okay. Now, that was pretty much the main points I wanted to hit, brother. I know somebody put something on the comment board. Um, oh yeah, we gotta get that. Uh, Jim at Spiritual Temple. He put the prologue of Sirach 11. Let me see if that's on KJV or not.
I thought you had that pulled up. It looked like you had that when you shared your screen. I don't know if you
Hold
had
on,
that.
I'm gonna show it here. I'm gonna show it here. Yeah, and it's in a couple of comments, but this is the prologue of Sirach. So before the book of Sirach started, there was a prologue. It says, "Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words which we have labored to interpret." And you can read the whole prologue. It's actually kind of long, um, but basically, a prologue is when somebody has a message before the actual contents of the story starts, right? The contents of the book starts. So I'm gonna just show it in the Apocrypha real quick for brothers that may not know. Okay, so you have the prologue. I don't know if y'all can see that. The prologue of Sirach, which is right here, right, and it ends at the top, and then chapter one starts. Okay, so that's what the brother put. He put a part of that. It says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, right? Because we got to remember, this is a Hebrew text that was translated into another language, right? It says, and to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words which we have labored to interpret. Next part, it says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew, and here's the point, and translated into another language have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. You see? So understanding the Hebrew will actually draw you closer to Yahweh Shah, because that's the language that the angels speak. That's the language that the Most High and the Son speak. That's the language that Yahweh Shai spoke when he was on the earth. Okay. So that's the language that we got to speak to call upon his name. What does the scripture say? Romans, let me go back to share my screen real quick. I'll take this one off. And then we'll pretty much wrap it up here in a little bit, brother. Um, After this precept here, unless you had anything else. Romans 10 and 13, I believe. Yeah, Romans chapter 10 and 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. You see? So how you gonna know the name of the Lord if you don't know the Hebrew? You see? The Lord's name was in Hebrew. So it's important, man, that we got like that we basically go into this. And actually another one came to mind, Isaiah 19. Okay. Isaiah 19 and 18. It says, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord Yahweh of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. Okay. Now, this is talking about end time prophecy. Okay. And these cities are the cities that here in America that brothers are on the highways and byways pushing the word. And it says we're going to be speaking the language of Canaan. Okay. Now I know it says land of Egypt here, but we know in Revelation 8 and 11 it talks about spiritually that Babylon the Great is Sodom and Egypt. okay? Because we're in captivity here, just like how we were back in the land of Egypt. But it says we're going to be speaking the language of Canaan, okay? Now, the Canaanites, they didn't speak Hebrew necessarily, okay? But the Israelites spoke Hebrew. So when we inhabited the land, um, which they could have been speaking a form of Hebrew, talking about the Canaanites. They could be. I don't want to get too ahead of myself there, because they were descendants. But at the same time, we got to remember, after the Tower of Babel, the Lord, he scattered the nation. He's scattered the language. He scattered the nations by putting different languages out there, and that was after the flood. But originally, I'll say when Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, when they got off the ark, yeah, they were speaking Hebrew, but we got to remember, after the flood, and the Tower of Babel, came around. That was when the Lord. So really, it says the language of Canaan, but this is talking about, we were dwelling in the land of Canaan, and the Israelites spoke Hebrew. Okay, so we're coming back in that spirit of speaking the language of Canaan, or the language of the Israelites, because we dwelt in the land of Canaan, right? The Canaanites, they were removed from the land that the Lord gave to us. Okay, and it says we're going to swear to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, the power of hosts. Okay, and pretty much that's let you know that we're going to be calling on the name of the Lord. You see, making a covenant with the Lord, right? Praying to the Lord in Hebrew. So that's pretty much the point. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you brothers want I'm sorry, the Hebrew booklet, then contact your leadership, and that brother will send it over to you. Did you have any points, brother?
No, just a quick add on to what you had said. Even when
Mm-hmm.
you look up the language of Canaan, basically
Mm-hmm.
it's going to say the Phoenician. They spoke the Phoenician, and when you look up the alphabets, it's going to be the same as the Lashon and Kodash alphabets.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just throwing that out there.
Yep. Yep. Kind. Yeah, we had that written language, man. During the time of Moses, the Lord basically used um, Moses to issue out the law, and the law was copied and written down. That was when we received the law, statutes, and commandments. It was copied ever since then, right? So we're a nation of kings and priests, and we also do document, the events of our nation. So this is the language that our events were documented in. So we got to go into it. All right. So Abaratazah, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chalakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.